This video should be used in conjunction with factory procedures. Be sure to have the factory procedure available to be followed during the repair. The passenger side tire and wheel well will need to be removed. Notice the wheel well has several screws and push pins that need to be removed. Open the coolant drain valve and remove the oil pan drain plug to drain the oil and coolant. Using an electric impact, an impact socket, works well to remove the crank pulley bolt. Removing the crank pulley will require a pulling tool like the one you see here. Notice I used a short socket and a small flat piece of metal as an adapter between the puller and the crankshaft. Use of an impact wrench at this point is not recommended as it will likely just damage the tool. Use a torch to heat around the crankshaft pulley where it contacts the crank pulley. Slowly tighten the tool until it pulls off. It may take several times of heating to remove without damaging the tool or the pulley. The coolant reservoir needs to be removed. You'll find using a coolant hose clamp pliers like the one you see here will be helpful to remove the hose clamps. A push pin tool will be used throughout the procedure to remove the necessary push pins. There are several small bolts holding the tank and that are easy to remove. This blue clip needs to be popped back like you see here. This will allow you to unplug the fuel line. Use caution as there will likely be some residual fuel pressure. You will also want to remove this bolt so the fuel line can be moved out of the way. To remove this coolant hose, the top and bottom of the plastic clip have to be pushed in. Notice I'm using a pick to get to the bottom of the clip, then I push on the top with my finger. Push the hose in first to release, then pull back. You will want to remove the battery ground cable from the battery, then loosen the air tube clamps between the filter housing and the throttle body. Now remove the air tubes. At this point, locate any vacuum lines connected to the intake manifold and disconnect them. Either remove them or tuck them out of the way. Be aware, there is a vacuum line behind the intake manifold that goes down to the PCV valve. Be sure to remove this hose prior to removing the intake manifold. When removing the intake manifold bolts, it is recommended to break them loose by hand, then a power tool can be used to remove them. Note, in the rear of the intake, on the driver's side, there is a bolt that holds the intake to this bracket. This bolt must also be removed. Unplug the VCT solenoids and coil on plug connectors. To unplug the VCT solenoids, pull this plastic tab up, then push the tab to remove the connector. To remove the coil on plug connectors, pull the red tab back, then push down on the tab to remove. Note, the coil on plug tab needs to be pressed firmly to release the connector. Remove the coil bolts. The coils can be stubborn to pull out. Using an angled pry bar under this side of the coil, along with pulling by hand from this side of the coil, will usually pop the coil up without damage if done carefully. Remove all the valve cover bolts on both valve covers. You'll notice there are multiple harness clips attached to bolts. Use the push pin tool we referred to earlier to pop these off the bolts. Maneuver the harness away from the valve covers after getting all the bolts out.
Now you can
Carefully
begin
using a
removing
pry
the timing
bar to
cover
separate
bolts.
the valve cover
These
from the
bolts should be
cylinder head
loosened using
is fairly
hand tools
simple
only.
on this engine.
You'll find
Support
several
the
of them
engine
are
under the
very
oil
tight.
pan using
This
a
is
floor
not the
jack as
time you
shown.
want broken bolts,
Now
so
remove the
care
bolts
needs to
for
be
the front
taken.
engine mount
The
and
bolts
remove the
on
mount.
top can be removed while the engine is raised.
Now
The
you
lower
can use
bolts
the
can be
jack to
removed
carefully
when
raise the motor.
lowering the engine down.
This will give you access to the tensioner bolts and alternator bolts. The tensioner needs to be removed. The alternator just needs to be pushed aside. Now you can begin removing the timing cover bolts. These bolts should be loosened using hand tools only. You'll find several of them are very tight. This is not the time you want broken bolts, so care needs to be taken. The bolts on top can be removed while the engine is raised. The lower bolts can be removed when carefully lowering the engine down. Most of the bolts are easy enough to see and access. This little bolt right here, however, is very easy to miss. Be sure to take this bolt out prior to attempting removal of the timing cover. Once you are sure you have all the timing cover bolts removed, use the pry bar points shown to carefully pry the timing cover from the block. Once the timing cover is loose, you can maneuver the cover out the top. You now have access to the timing chain, water pump, and phasers as needed. Note again, this video should be used in conjunction with the factory repair procedures and not as a replacement.